Hi everyone. Today we'll make a small project on contact management. For this, we'll be using SQLite database as well to store the information, and basically we'll be inserting contact, deleting, and updating. We'll be doing three operations. So let's start by opening Qt Creator. Um, Once it is open, uh, you will go to File, New Project, and then I'll choose Qt widget application and then choose here and I'll name it like my contact manager, and then next I'll choose qmake, and class name I will have these only, and language default, and then I will choose I prefer using MinGW, and then finish. So before starting, let me first run this, build this. I want to make sure there is no any build error. So it is working fine, no error. I'll go to, so first we'll start with making the UI for this uh, project, and we'll start with so we will let's create one group box, two group box basically. One group box for, we'll name it find contact, and then one more for manage contact. You can decide the layout, it's up to you. I'll just create very basic layout, and i'll just I'll modify it later on. First I will start with this. So in find contact, what we'll do, we will we will have few buttons. Button to find, and basically we can have one text box, so we'll use line edit here. In line edit, user will insert something, some name, or, and when we are finding, we can find by, we should be able to find by name, by contact number, or by city. If you want to put more parameters, you can do. I'll make use of a radio button here, and I'll say name. If you want to, if you want to find by name, I'll click on name. If I want to find by contact number, then I'll I'll create one more radio button for contact number, and then similarly for city also I'll create one more. So I can search by name, contact number, city. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I can change the dimension later on. Find here, and then manage contact. We will be, when I say manage, I should be able to insert record, or I should better say create, and then update, and then again push button will take, will say delete. So these are my, let's make it a little bit bigger. So these are my two group box. You can like make the UI without group box as well, but just for I like this format, so I'm doing. And then to, when some, when we are clicking on find button, we'll be seeing the result, and that result we want to show somewhere in somewhere in the UI. So for that we have one widget like uh, table widget. So table widget will be putting here, and this will be holding the result, one or more than one. Similarly, to manage, to insert and all, we don't need this here. So let's name it, give some naming convention. It's good practice. So this is, I'll click on property editor, make a little bit here. So this is radio button, I'll call it RDO. I'll just prefer RDO. You can have your own naming convention. RDO name. And then this one I can name it like RDO contact, and then RDO city. Similarly, this one, this is text box for us, so we can set txt value, any value we'll be putting, and this is find button, so we'll say btn find. Similarly, this is create button in the manage contact group box, so we'll say btn create. This one btn update, and similarly btn delete. Let's do some arrangement. This together we can select all these three and to click on um, horizontal layout, and then this one, these three, let's keep it vertically, and this one also vertical layout, and this, and so this one and this one, no, I'm not able to select this one and this one. No, it's better to select from here. Go to object inspector, and if I see this is one layout and this is another layout, so select to control and then select to from here, and we can put next to each other horizontally. So if they're moving, they'll move together. So this layout, this one, and this are table widget, waste table widget, this one, both should be vertically aligned. So this looks good. I'll do like this. So let me save it, control s, and then let's run. What happens? We can change the size and all later. So this is a default size. If I'm increasing, it's not, nothing is happening. It's cutting, actually cutting off. The right side one is cutting off. So what I will do, so the group box 1 and group box 2, I can align horizontally like this. Let's see how it displays like this. And if I click on the back side, like the parent form, and then align vertically and save, let's run it now. So it got open, and see, it is expanding. This is good design. This is good design. And we can change the button size a little bit to make it so. And this one, the property editor, and we can set the height, actually size policy minimum height, I'll say 30, no 30, I'll say, let's say 40. 40 is good. This also minimum height 40. There are different ways to do it. We can do it from the main functions as well. It will set the width and height for all elements, so we're not doing that now. So this is good, this is good. I'll save it, and table widget will say table widget, will say records. Let's give it some control s. Now our UI is ready, and the title of this main window should be object name is main window, and the title is, we can say, my contact manager. It can have an and save. So if I run it, if I run this time, yeah, you'll see my contact manager. We can change the logo as well, but we are not doing it now. So this is, let me shift it a little bit. Let me, or if I run it one more time and if I change the size, it should be okay. No, okay, we'll see. It is coming on this line. We can modify it later on. We can fix this later on. And this is okay, but this should also increase when I'm expanding from here. This should also expand this table widget and these forms. So we will skip that for now. So let's go back and do some coding part. So now I want to insert. When I'm creating insert, when someone is creating a uh, create contact, let's let's create one form. I'll go to main UI only, and we can keep everything in. We can make use of again make use of group box only. So for create group box, I'll say create contact, and this will have line edit. So in contact we'll be storing like uh, this will have name. So for this we need a label. We'll call it name. We don't need this much bigger one. So name, and then I can copy paste these things only together. Name, then I'll put contact number, city, and then I'll say country, and what else? For now we'll keep this only. So name, contact, city, country, and I'll make it smaller, and one button too. Push button like to, and we'll say save here, save button, and I can make this bigger. We can do the alignment later on and save. So let's give some naming convention. This is label LBL name. This is label contact, and this one is label city. It's good practice to give some naming convention. And then here label country, and this one should be txt name, and this one should be txt contact. This one should be txt city, txt country. This is btn save contact, or just say whatever. Then I don't need this much bigger. I'll just keep like this, and I will move it a little bit. I'm making everything in one window, and then update. So to update, we should plus find and then update. So we can just copy as it is, just and I can create this thing here, and name it date contact. but I need a button here, and then just say update her update button. First we'll find, then we'll say, so it needs to be a little bigger, and then I'll move everything down. And then a little bit down here. No, 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 not this one. I can use arrow button. So but I need these two here. I'll just say I'll find by we can actually find by name, contact number, city, but here we will, for now we'll find by name, and then let me make it a little bigger here, this one, and then I'll copy this button here and I'll just say find. I'll make it a little smaller. I'm increasing the size, and I'll say find. You'll find my name for now because you guys can modify it, improve it later on. And then I will just say I will name it btn. Say this is btn find. So there are two btn. This is also find. I will just say find uh, for update, and this is just update contact btn update contact, and this is save button save contact. Okay, so we are good here. Let's run it quickly to see the alignment. It should not be bad. Okay, so this is okay. If I increase maximize it, this is also okay. I'll shift this a little bit to right. So this one, this one. I'll go to object inspector, then there are two group box. One is this, other one is this, I think. And which one is this? If I click here and then move, I can move. I want to move a little bit. Yeah, this is okay. I'll save it and we'll see if it looks better. So this is okay. Not bad, that much bad. So by default and delete. For delete, we need to create one more stuff. So for delete, I'll just find and then delete. So for this, let's make it a little bigger now. This group box only, I'll make this a little bit bigger. I'll copy this and put it here. Let's see if I have some space here. So overlapping. Let's see, that's okay. So he'll say delete contact. Now find, then I'll just this is, see the property find, then go to property inspector, btn find to delete, this one txt delete by name, and then this is txt delete name, let's say name delete. txt contact delete. I'm just giving some naming convention to, it will make us easy, make it easy to write the code. Txt city delete. This is txt country. So how it will work is, first we'll find it by name, and then if you find the record we'll populate it here, and then we'll click here, click on this button, delete, so it will be deleted. So btn delete delete. This is button update contact, find for update. Okay, this is button save contact. Okay, so we have I will save it, control s, then let me run it. So this is overlapping, so let it overlap, because anyway I'm going to hide all of these, and these will be visible once I click on these buttons. So contact, create contact, this group box, GB, let me name it create contact. This one group box GB date contact. Similarly this one GB delete contact. So by default all three will be hidden or invisible, so not enable, or and by default everything will be disabled, all three will be disabled, this also disabled. So if I save it and then run, so these are not option C. So but this is working. Now when I let's finish this one first. When I click on create, this one should be enabled. So if I right click and go to slot, clicked, when this button is clicked, I'll say UI, I'll enable that create contact group box. UI, I will access like UI GB group box create contact uh, enable set enable true. Okay, if I go back to the UI and then update, right click, go to slot, clicked, okay, and UI group box, sorry, there's a typo, UI group box, this is update. Oh, it looks like we did not give the naming convention for update group box. So this is update. Oh, this is the GB, not BG. Group box, GB group box. Okay. So if I go to update and go to slot, clicked. So group box update date contact, then set enabled true. And there's one more thing, if I'm enabling one, then if others are others should be disabled. At one time we want only one group box to be enabled. So if I click on create, so the other two should be disabled, but before that let me click on delete and then go to slot, clicked. So UI group box delete contact set enabled true. So there is one logical thing, if I'm, so at a time only one should be enabled. So if let's say I click on all three buttons, create, update, delete, and then all three group box will be enabled, so it's better to disable. If I'm enabling one, then I make sure other two group box are disabled. So I'll do false and false. So if it is, let me do like this. If it is update, then only update should be enabled. The other two should be disabled. Okay. Similarly, let me copy this. So create should be disabled. This update also should be disabled, and delete should be enabled. I saved it. Let's see how it works now. So all are disabled for now. We'll fix this later on if there's an overlap. If I click on create, can I? Yeah, so I clicked on create, it is working fine. Now if I click on update, so this got disabled, but the value should be, or better to hide it instead of just disabling it. Let me see. I want to hide these elements. Yeah, there's a way hide. What is the method name for hide? Hide. Hide. So create should be by default hide, and then this should be show, another two should be hide. So let me change it in the plan. This should be hide, show, show. Then no, this is update, right? This third one also should be hidden. So this should hide, show, and by default these should be hidden. Keep it enabled, that's okay, but these should be hidden. Where is hidden thing? uh, where is hidden? I'm not able to find. So let's run it, and so create, see, update, delete, create, update, delete. But the position we can, yeah, we can work on the position later on. And but by default, when I'm opening is first, all elements should be hidden. So there is one more way to do that. From the main, when I'm invoking this in the constructor, after setting up the UI, I can say hide all. This is also one way. Let's run it now. So create, update, delete. Oh, these are all by default disabled. These are not enabled by default. So let me UI, this one enable, this also enable, I'll set, and this the contact also enable. So I'll save it, then run it. So create, and then I should be able to type anything here, then update, type here, delete, type here. Okay, is it working? Okay, okay. So there is one more thing. If I'm clicking on, okay, we can improve this later on. So what I'm trying to say is, if someone is trying to find it here, doing something in this find contact group box, then this also should be like hidden. We can do it later on. Okay, so let's now start designing the database. So we'll be, as I said earlier, we'll be using SQLite. I'm closing it from here. So let's design the database. I'm minimizing this, and I'll create new database. Go to in the C. I will be saving it in the C drive and say my contact manager .sqlite. Save, and it's asking for table. So I'm just creating basic SQL tables, just one table for now. If you guys want to modify it, or if you want to make it more, you know, you want to split that contact details into multiple across multiple tables, then you can create more than one table, and by making use of join and foreign primary key, you can do those things. So the table I'll create is contact, and then column, I'll add a column here. I'll just say name. The name, I will just create one column for name. I'll include both first and last name. And this is SQLite. It does not have varchar or car. We can just say text. And then one more column. What was that column? I think contact number, contact. And this should be, we'll save it. This will also, we'll make it numeric, because we'll be adding +1, +9 1, +9 2, +2, like those things. Country code will be adding, so it's better to put text for now. Then what other stuff we had? So we have name, contact, city, country. So name, contact, city. One second, let me rename it. Camel case city also should be text, and then country. Country should, we can make it text. Okay, so there are 4 columns as of now, and if you want, we can create some mm, like timestamp or something, or ID. Let's leave it, we are not creating now. So this one, this is okay, 4 columns. Let me minimize it, and then I'll say okay. So I have this contact table, it does not have anything. If I can browse the data, all 3 columns are empty. Okay, so now we'll try to save it from our application. So what we'll do, so to so for database, we can create a separate class, and we'll make use of singleton design pattern. So we'll be using only one method to get the instance of database, and so that we don't need to mm, open the database from multiple places. So let me create one new file, cc++ file. I'll say this one, and I'll just name it database, any name you can give, but I'll say database manager. And base class, I don't need any base class, so I'm adding to this project. Okay, so I'll have here .h and .cpp. So we'll start with .h. So in the public, this is the constructor, but if you want to make it singleton, so we'll say this is singleton class. So if you are making singleton class, then the constructor and destructor, and it should be private. Constructor, then destructor should be private, and we need to create one SQL database object, so that also should be private, because nobody should be able to access it from without making use of this interface. Q SQL database, it will say DB Q, and the database name, will save it, will hard code it somewhere, and string DB name. And we are getting this warning because we did not include the header file. So header file for SQL data Qt SQL slash QSQL database, and then similarly for query also we have to put here Qt SQL slash query, no, QSQL query, QSQL query, and then that's okay. We don't need anything else. We can also put some debug messages. We'll put later on. Now, to in the public section, we will create one static method which will return database manager object by reference. So that's and symbol, and then we'll say instance. This will return the instance, and then we should stop. We have to stop copying this object. So there's a singleton class property that the copy constructor and the assignment operator should be deleted. Stop. So database manager const database manager, and this should be deleted. And we are deleting because we don't want a compiler to create for us. That's why we are deleting. And then database manager, then assignment operator plus also will delete const database manager by reference we pass, and this also we need to delete. There's one type, looks like there's a typo here. So these three things, and then one more method or function to open database, and then while close database. So what is this? Database manager. Some type here. Okay, we'll save it and let's see if it is building. This is showing undefined reference to database related stuff. It's because in this project file we missed something. We have to include the SQL. That's why it is giving some linking error. Let me run now. So it's working, no error. So database is here. Now go to the CPP file. We will write the definition of this function. So in the constructor we don't need constructor. Yeah, in the constructor we don't need anything. That's okay. Maybe that is private. So in the instance, so we'll go back to this and go to instance, right click on it, refactor, add definition here in database.cpp. So this is, we can avoid typing everything. Now for this there are a couple, we can use this using pointer, or it's better to use a static object here, database manager instance, and then return instance. So how it works is like, if it is already we have already called this instance first time, and then we are calling second time, it will not create this instant object next time. It will always refer to the existing one which is already created. That's why we are using static keyword here. So this is okay. This will return the object, and then I'll go back to this, and then open database. I'll click on refactor, add definition inside this class, refactor here. Oh no, not here, sorry. Open database, refactor, click on refactor, add definition in database manager CPP, this one. So to open, we will check like if DB is not open, DB, before opening this database, let me do one thing. In the constructor we can move in sequence. In the constructor we can say um, queue string, first of all, like name of the DB name. What was the name of this variable? DB name, yeah, this one. I'll go back here, DB name equal to it was in C drive, database slash my contact manager dot SQLite. Let me cross check this. I'll go to C drive and C drive database is database area. My contact manager SQLite. I'll just copy its name from here to avoid typo. So this one, my contact manager. My contact manager, I will make sure that the path, the database, it's only database. So database, this is the DB name. And then let's create the the SQL database object we already have. Its name is DB. And then here we will say DB equal to QSQL database add database. And then we are using SQLite, so we'll say Q SQLite. There's a typo here, that's why it was not working. Okay, we are setting Q SQLite, and then db dot set database name to db name. DB name we created here, this one at line number 4, and then database name, or we name it database db path, because it has full path also, path, and then header file also we can change the db path. We'll go here db path, and before if the file does not exist, so we'll see if not q file, so we have to include the header file for q file, that's why it's not giving. Include q file, and here exists and db path. If it does not exist, then we'll just say error at for now. Database file does not exist, and that's all. And then we'll just return it from here. Oh, we don't. It's constructor, and then if it exists, then we'll just say q debug database file. So that's good. And then we'll say if open, if db we are able to open it or not. We'll see this. If we are not able to open, then we'll say q debug error unable to open database, else q debug database open successfully. This is just for debugging. There's something wrong here. Double quotes we missed from here, from line number 16. This is okay. So this constructor will initialize it, open it, set the database path. So we are good in the in the destructor. I'll go to in destructor. I'll go to right click, refactor. In the destructor, we have to make sure we are closing the database. We'll say if db.open. First, we'll make sure if it is open. Then we'll just say db.close. And if someone wants to explicitly close it, so for close we already have this definition, this function, and we'll over it, and we'll do the same thing. Oh, sorry, if y is open, db.open, then close. Similarly in close also we'll do the same thing, and open database. In the open database, we'll see if it is it's opening or not. If not, db.open, then then what we can do, we can first report error. Database not open, and then return false. Its return type is false. If it is open, in else condition, we can return true. Or strong arrow, closing press is missing. So this is good. So now let's go to our main CPP and go to the UI. So this, when let's first try to insert the record. So when someone clicks on save, I'll right click, and then right click, then go to slot, clicked. So on save button clicked. On save button click, I'm supposed to save the details. One second. Okay, so yeah, I'm supposed to write query here. So we have everything in. Let's take all 4 values in variables. Q string name, we'll take like UI txt. What was his name? This is, we are creating the contact. Once again, txt name create will, so differentiate create contact create city create, then country create, then save contact create. Okay, so let me save it and go back to click on edit manage.cpp. Then we are here, and the name we will take from txt name create text, and q string contact UI txt contact create text, and then similarly city equal to UI txt city create txt, and then last one country. I have created only 4 variables, but if you want you can add more by modifying this code base. And this is txt country create text. So we are done. We have taken the values from the UI and saved in variables. Then here um, let's create query. So to create query, I have to use SQL query module class and then query. Why it is getting error? We are getting error because we haven't included the manager database manager dot h. This has all the header files. So QSQL query dot prepare. This will have insert into table name is, I go to database and the table name is contact. I'll insert all values, right? uh, so column name I can avoid, but it's good practice to give column name also. Into contact, and then for columns like name, contact, city, country, and then values. Hmm. So let me first verify the column name, city, contact, city, names, contact, city, country. So this is okay, and then values, uh, values, and values should be, first column is name, should be column name, then contact, then city, then country. So this is called binding of variables in SQL query. That's okay. So let me see what is wrong here. Something is wrong. So opening closing parenthesis, values. This is values. Do we have one more extra? I'll save it. So insert into contact, name, contact, city, country, values, and then column, this. It should be okay. Let me save it. Let's run it to make sure there is no compilation error. Oh, okay, double quote is missing from here. That's why. Let's compile and run. Okay, it's working. So warning we can ignore for now. So it is prepared. Then after preparing, I prepared it. Now I'll hmm, now we have to execute it. But before executing, we have to make sure database is open. Um, so we will do like q one second, q sql database db equal to uh, database manager instance. So let me see, it is by value by reference. It should be by reference. Instance is by reference. Yeah. So I'll just create reference variable here, and instance, then one more validation we have to do. After doing this, creating the instance, I'll just say db dot open db dot open database. Is it there really? Let me check in CPP. Instance open database. DB. What's wrong here? Oh, database manager. Okay. If open. If not, then we will say q debug error while opening database, something like this, and then written from here only. No else part. Okay, so then this, see we are see we can directly execute the query here, but if we want to, if we have multiple database objects, and if you want to basically uh, pass which one you are referring now, so I can say this one I can pass here. No matching query. No, there should be some way. This is new, and even if we don't pass, that would work, but I'll work on it. So if we can pass database manager instance. We don't have much time because it's almost 1 hour, and then I'll just say query.exec. I will execute the query. If not, if this is some failure, if it has some failure, then we will report an error. Q debug error in executing query, and then return. If it is successful, then if it is successful, then nothing, we'll just say q debug, or let me show some message here on the UI. So insert, then we'll just create one more label here. I'll just copy it from here and put here this label here. This is like, I'll just don't put it name, and just lbl info, we'll call info. Okay, if I go back to the code and here, then I will say if everything is everything is good, lbl info set text. I'll say contact added, something like this. Contact added. So let's see, let's run it. It's building. So create, and I will just say David lives, David number is +1 7087128 622. Don't call on this number, please. I don't know whose number it is. Better to avoid and just put +1 1 2 3 4 5 because we haven't done any validation. City is Richmond, and then country is USA. Let's see what happens. This is our first time. I'm clicking on save button, but nothing is happening. Why? Am I getting some error? Button save. So let me put some message here. Q debug in save record. And then let me save it, and let me close this guy, and then save, and then create David plus one, some random number, city Richmond, then country USA. I click on save. What is this? It's supposed to be called no signal for button save contact clicked on button save contact clicked. Okay, let me close it and clean it. Something is happening. Build, clean. I'm just cleaning it. Um, yeah, I'm sorry you cannot see the output window. Let me show you the output window. Compiler output. It is done. Now let me build it. So rebuild. Okay, I think no error. And now run it. So if I create and then David plus one, some random number, city Richmond, USA, and then if I click save, it's nothing is happening. Uh, why is that so? This is strange. It should happen. It should work. Did I miss anything? Uh, let me do one thing. Go to the UI, save it, and then save, right click, go to the slot, clicked. Okay. What is the difference between this one and this one? On. Oh, okay, I got it. What? So what happened? We added this code here, but later on we changed the button name. So we will just do one thing. We just copy from here and here, save, and then run. So create David plus 170 something number, city Richmond, USA. Let me save it. I clicked save. Let's see if anything happened. So it says save record database file exists, database error in executing query. Let me go back to the database and browse it. I don't see it. Oh, it's open. That's why. Let me close it. Let me close it. Let's run one more time. Create David contact plus 17087 number, some random numbers, Richmond, country USA, and let's save it. Contact added. It's showing partial text, but we can fix it. I'll close it. Go to UI, and this guy, I'll increase the size here. So contact, I'll save it. I'll go to the database to make sure it has been added successfully. So I can open the database, go to C drive, database, and my contact manager, contact, and then browse data. Oh, I don't see anything here. Why I don't see anything here? Am I not closing the database? I have to make sure I'm closing the database. Go to the code, main.cpp, I'm not closing the database. db dot close database. It won't save otherwise. Let's see. Create David, some number, city, Richmond. Sorry, my typing. And then USA. I'll click contact added. I will close this. We'll go to the database. Open successfully. Contact added. Why I don't see this? Okay. I'll go to the database now one more time and minimize this. I'll open the database. I'm in database contact. Sorry, not create. Browse. Interesting. It's not saving anything. Let's debug it. Or some data is empty. Okay, let me save. So if I want to print the last query, let me see, print exec. After exec, I can just print the last query. Q debug query dot last query. But I don't see anything wrong here. Prepare that query. Prepare exec. Okay, I'm not able to quickly find what is happening. But let me quickly, let's debug it. David plus one, some random number, city Richmond, and country USA. Let me save it. Contact added. And then let me minimize it and see. Insert into contact. Why it is not showing the value? Uh, it's not binding. Oh, we have to bind it. I forgot to bind. Query dot bind value. We have to do this 4 times. We have 4 variables. So what you want to bind? We want to bind this name. Name to a name variable. Let me copy this 4 times. And then contact. Contact is contact only. Sorry. And then city, country, and country here only, and city. So this binding we missed actually. So now it's time to run, but before running, now time to build and run. So let's do build and then run. I hope it will work this time. So David plus one, some random number, city, Richmond, USA. Save. Interesting thing. I expanded this text box, but it is not expanded. Minimize. Okay. Name contact. Looks like it's not building. Something is wrong. Because I increased this guy's size. Now go to build clean. And then just build or rebuild. It's building. Let me show you the build view. Build view output, compiler output. So it was built, and then let's run it. David +1 708 11 number, city Richmond, then country USA, contact added. If I minimize, why don't I see out compile output? 1 second, build, view output, terminal, not terminal. Something strange is happening with me. Compile output should be here. Save. Nothing to be done. What I'm missing? I'm missing something here. Let me see if database is open. Let me close the database first. Database, my contact manager. Browse. Oh, interesting. It was saved. It is saved. Let me close this. So something is wrong in this debug messages. I was looking for debug messages, but I don't see any message on this. So if no, query, last query, it should show, right? Why it did not show? Run it, create. I'll say William, contact +1 subject number, city Chicago, USA. Saved, contact added. Let me expand it from here. No, and so looks like it does not. I have to find why it does not show us the actual values. But if I if I if I so after inserting, we are closing the database. That means we can minimize it and we can open the database. Open database, my contact, browse. So William is here. So these are empty values because earlier I forgot to bind the variables. Okay, so I'll close this, and now it's time to find. So this is fine. Now if I click on find by name or this, and then click update, then I should see the result here. So I'll close this from here and open the main window, go to the UI, and if I right click and just say go to slot, clicked, I'll save, Control S. So query, we have to write three different query. So it will be like if UI btn no, what is the button name, radio button, RDO. If it is by name, clicked, or what is the method, what is method, is enabled, not enabled, not enabled, is checked, is checked, yes. If user has clicked on RDO, that means user wants to do search by name. Else if UI RDO radio button, this should be by city. RDO. Why I'm not getting this thing? Else if UI RDO. Hmm. Oh, it's because there's an error here. RDO, RDO. It is by contact is checked. Then do this stuff. Else if if nothing is checked, then also okay. If else if UI RDO city is checked. If user click on this, choose this, and in default case will be taken by name. So query, we will make a query here. SQL query. Then we'll set here query dot prepare select all column from contact where this is name, right? Name equal to, so it should be like we should match the name. Partial name should also work because in name we have first name last name both, so if someone puts the first name or last name it should work. So we can put some pattern here. Pattern matching pattern equal to percentage, then name string name equal to UI, and this is txt. Name create fine. What is the name? Let me go to the UI. This one txt value. Okay, it is value. It is txt value get text. So name, then percentage. So if you have learned, if you know SQL, then you can understand. So it will search anything which has name in the middle. Basically it can search for anything which which contains name or part of the name, something like that. So here equal to uh, name like, you have to use like here. Then matching pattern, we have to bind it. Query dot bind value, not just bind. So here it should be double quote. The query should be double quote. Bind by value, and so here value is matching. You can copy it from here. So matching value to this variable, the matching pattern. Name can be anything. So this we did binding. Then similarly we copy everything here and put everything here. Then this is by contact. This is by contact. Txt. Oh, same value only. Value matching pattern where the query will be contact like matching pattern. This will be, oh, I would there's a mistake here. I have to concatenate this. Similarly here. Okay, so contact, search by contact. I will put contact matching button here. This, okay. Similarly, search by city. We can also add search by country, but that's okay. City, then city, where city like matching pattern. So this, okay. Now at the end, if nothing is selected, then it should be by name only. Okay, this is done. Now we need to execute the query. So earlier we executed the query in inserting this, so we can copy it from here. Oh, I can do one thing better to put this also. We'll open the database one more time, or we can open. See, we if you want to keep our window idle for some time, then it's open. It's good to open the database every time you click on some operation. So again, I will open it, or it's optional. You can open in the constructor and close it in the destructor, but I'm opening it here. And then I'll copy this part also from the previous query. And then here I'll just execute the query. Then contact, uh, instead of this. Okay, we need to show the output in that QWidget table. And for that, yeah, let me go to the UI. Let me make sure the confirm widget record table widget. So this is fine, table widget record. I'll go back to this CPP file, and I have this. I have the query output in this query object, which is here. Now I want to show this to table widget. So I think I can directly show UI. What was that? Table widget records. And then can I pass the query? Will that work? Uh, 1 second. I think we have to make use of query model here. So this one, before that we'll use QSQL query model, where my model, and then my model dot set. I have to input the header file, I think, query model. That's why I can put it here also. Include Q query model here. Then I'll come here, my model dot set, set query, and then query I already have this object. Then what I can do, I have this table widget for records, and I can directly set model. Set model. No. Not table view. It was table widget. Let me, instead of this, let me take, do we have this table view? Table view. Yeah, let me delete this. Then put table view here. Table view. Oh no. Go to object inspector. Where is table view here now? This one. Inside this we have group box. This one. Group box. This one. Or something is wrong. I'll do Control Z. Where is this guy? Group box. I think we created one key box inside another box, but that's okay. We'll fix that later on. And so I want to this is vertical box. So inside this only, this one, and if I delete this, a vertical one, and if I create this table view here, and I take this table view and this vertical box, this one, and do align vertically. Okay, now it worked. I'll save it and I will name it. Go to property editor, table view, tbl view. Go to the code, and this tbl view. No, not like that. Not here. I'll go to here. Table view. Set model. My model. Not going to be copied. Pass it by move. I want to use since long time. It says set query not going to be copied. Pass it by this. Or there is one more way to use table widget only. I'll go back and go back to, I will do Control Z. Table widget only. I'll go back to this and just set column UI what was the name, TBL widget records. I'll save it and then go back, UI TBL widget records dot set column count. I think we have maximum 4 columns. And we can also set its header, UI TBL set. We can avoid, we can set the header later on, but we executed the query. Now while query dot next, we can loop through the query output. UI table widget records set item set item. Now it should have a row number. I can keep a variable here, row. And then here row plus plus, and I'll pass the row. The column, like 0th column, and new queue table widget item query dot value 0 dot to it should be, I have to convert that to string. So this is first column, second column, third column, fourth column. So first column, third column, and value should be 1, 2, 3. Let me align it. Control and then tab. Control S. I'll save. Let's run it. It's working or not. Oh, I can remove this extra line number 137. That's okay. Okay. So find by name. It was David. Oh, what happened? David by name. Let me minimize it. Find my name. Whether I came here in records. If someone click user, we'll say records by name. By contact, I can align it. By contact, by city, For better debugging, by name by default. In model, we don't need now model now. Query we can save. db.close. Did I open the database? Yeah. And then I'll just run it. It was already running, so when I clicked on the button, it closed. By name, David, find. Find records, database file exists, database opened successfully, find record by name. Database not open. Error in executing query. Okay. Is something wrong? Hmm, what's the wrong? What is wrong here? Instance not open. File records by name. It came here. Query bind value. We prepare, we bind. We executed the query. Something is wrong. We can print the last query also once again. It will be quick. Executing last query. Database, I don't think database is open. So let me save and build it. By name, David, enter. Uh, this one, I think here it's not going to an executing query. What is wrong by name? I open the instance, not open, it's okay. Checked, find by record, text name, query.bind value. To make sure it's coming from here. Database not open. Close. Instance. Something missing. Prepare, then bind, then exec. Prepare and bind. Huh. Let me open the database. Maybe last time it's not closed. It's here. And close the database. I close this, and then I will close everything. Then build, rebuild. What did I miss? And I don't need to put this condition. I can just say database open, database I don't need because we are already handling the condition inside. By name, David. Database not open. Hmm. What could go wrong? It's local instance DB open. Well, let's do one thing. Let's insert a new record. Shelby plus one city, Miamisburg, country USA. Let me save contact added. There is no problem in adding. So I close this. If I go back and open the database, open the database. Maybe something is crashed. Browse it. She shall be got inserted. Let me close the database. I close everything. Then I came here and then find. Oh, now I'm getting something. So some issue was there with the database. William. Hmm. Is something wrong? Query is select all column from contact where name like this. Let me see that. Okay. The table name contact is smaller. That's okay. Name like this, contact like this, city like this, where name like matching pattern. Matching pattern is name, contact, and city. Everything is good here. So for debugging, ah, let's print it. Print the value. Not like this. Q debug. One, two, three. There are four columns. Let's save it. David find. There are four records. There are three records by David, but why it is not printing? Let me try and see. Uh, so 0123 0123 Q table widget. Okay. Let's see if this works, but I'm getting confused here. Uh, count should be method. Record.com. Hmm. Let me save it. Hmm. So I think this is some database connection problem. Better to do this. Main window. That's okay. Oh, I see. I think I did not set the header. Let's run it. Why two times? Oh, first time the reader is not open. So four records. Oh, the header I did not set. That's why we are getting one, two, three, four. So header. So to set the header, you can say string list header. Header. First is, I think, first is name, contact, city, country. This should double quote, and I can say like UI, UI, TBL widget, set horizontal header, header labels, Q string list. This one, header. Let's run it. So by name, David. I think it's not. It is so quick after clicking find button that it's not able to open database. Anyways, William. I can find William, but all data is not going. David. Previous data. So after UI table widget records dot clear. Let's see if this works. I never used it before. So yeah, find my name, David. Again, then David. Oh, it's empty records. Oh, it's not clearing. It's clearing, but it still has some data. Okay, okay. Not clear. Clear. Let me see. Clear. clear content, and one more thing, table widget record, set row count 0. Let's see if this works. By name, David. If I click one more time, that's good. If I say click William, it's working. Now contact number +1. Fine, there are many people. Plus 708, there are 2 people. City, search by city, Richmond, there are 3 people in Richmond. So you can use this application to save your contact, and if you want to find them in future, you can search their name, contact number, or city, you can find. But let's see what we missing. Create is working, update and delete. I'll try to complete update and delete after stopping this video, maybe some other day. But as of now, I'm good. I'm stopping this recording. And as I said earlier, this is just for learning purpose. Users are allowed to download the code and modify it as per their need. I'll be adding a link in the description box so that you can download this full project. And if there is any issue in the code, you are free to fix it. Or if you want to ask something, if I can help you, then you can add your comment in the comment box. If you think this is useful, it's worth for you, then please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.